Growing up as a kid, mentioning PC gaming was extremely taboo to a lot of us. Hell, I'd even say to all of us because we were all in one, enclosed space with console gaming. Like growing up, console players only knew the companies and what they made growing up, not how much the game made in its first week or its first month. We knew Nintendo for making games like Super Mario, Smash Bros, Zelda, Pokemon, XYZ. For PlayStation, they had things like God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Resistance, Infamous, and a lot of other games that I probably forgot to mention. But the battle was never really even between Nintendo and Sony in the first place. But there is another team that I have yet to mention yet, and that team is Xbox. Growing up, Xbox just had all the bangers, man. They had Halo, they had Forza, they had Fable, they had Gears of War, they had some more Halo, a little bit more Halo. Hey, how is Halo, by the way? And the point of me mentioning all of those exclusive games to the respective platforms was to say that they all offered something for you. If you liked being a ball and gun gamer, Xbox was that. If you liked story games, PlayStation was that. If you liked playing games with family and friends, Nintendo was going to hold it down for you. But it seems as though the Antichrist known as AI visited Xbox last week and said, it's time for a new change in leadership. Both Phil Spencer, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, and the president of Xbox, Sarah Bond, both left Xbox out of nowhere on the same exact day. You would have thought their name was in them e-files the way they scrambled out of there last week. Facetiousness aside, Xbox needed a brand new CEO to be the face of the company. So they went with someone known as Asha Sharma, hope I'm saying her name correctly, the one and only prior CEO of Instacart and the current president of Microsoft's newest AI technology, Core AI. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man, Xbox is looking more fried than my YouTube channel. Microsoft's strategy for making Xbox an actual upstream revenue source wasn't making more games, it wasn't making more exclusives, it wasn't making consoles more affordable, but instead, they said, you know what we need? We need that AI clanker technology. Oh my... You guys know that one meme of the dude walking with that Gucci backpack on, but the strings on the backpack are broken and they're falling off and they're dying, and it just says just let it go, bruh. I'm gonna throw it up on screen. But that's basically the Xbox brand since 2013, ever since the Xbox One. They're just so fried. Anyways, back to the current topic at hand. With all this news being unfolded in the exact same day, Twitter obviously erupted and people were not letting this lady breathe. On Twitter, she asked everyone oh, what's your top 3 greatest games ever, why, and then boom, right? Someone responded and said, okay, these are my top 3 games, and then he said, I think Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy. He didn't say just Final Fantasy in general, but he said a Final Fantasy game in specific. I don't know which one. That series is freaking convoluted as hell. And then listed all of his reasons why he liked those games, right? And then Asher responded and said, great list, but these are my top 3 personal games. And her top 3 was, get ready, Halo, Valheim, and 007. Now, the thing here is, it's not the games that she picked, it's her personal preference, right? So she's allowed to pick those games. It's just the way that she worded it that makes it sound a little bit sus. What do you mean just Halo is your top 3 game of all time? That's like me going up to a dude and asking him what his top 3 games of all time are, and he says, man, I love Call of Duty, bro. I just love that Call of Duty. I love shooting people, bro. And I love that NBA 2K, man. I love to dribble and ski and scam on the court, bro. That is the best thing ever, bro. I love those 2 games, man. Thanks for telling me the 2 franchises you liked. You didn't give me a game in specific, but bro, what? And with her very oddly worded response, of course, everyone said, hey, this is very weird. Why did you respond like this? And everyone was just on her ass for using ChatGPT to create an alleged response. Now, do I personally think she used AI to create that weak ass response? Maybe. It's like 50-50. I mean, there's no proof that she did, but there's also proof that she did. See, you're not really listening. There's no proof that she did, but there's proof that she did. And it gets worse for this young lady because in the midst of all of this, she goes on Twitter and says, hey, I'm gonna post my gamer tag on Xbox to prove I'm not a fraud like Yuta Okkotsu. Yeah, that didn't work out either for her because everyone found out that she apparently just started playing on that gamer tag or account last month. I mean, just look at this clip that I'm about to show you on screen. She literally is the exact type of person that boots up a game, sits in the main menu for like 3 hours, and then says, yeah, bro, I played it, bro. It's mid, bro. But you know, it all is starting to make sense now because this is the same company that shut down more studios and laid off more people than they did actually make more games. Xbox genuinely has the survival instincts of a glass of orange juice that's been sat out in the sun for like 30 years. And going back to the whole layoffs situation, yo, PlayStation, you're not safe either. You're about to get these lashings too, because listen to this. Late last week, Sony came out and said that Bluepoint Games, the studio behind the Demon's Souls remake, as well as the up-and-coming Bloodborne remake, was shut down. Yo, if you're a Bloodborne fan, it's okay, you're safe with me. I know how it feels to get a game not remade. I'm still waiting on that Dead Space 2 remake. And you know, this lines up with what Sony's got going on because this is the same company that pushed for massive live service games, as well as the fact that they canceled a lot of live service games. In fact, the exact number of live service games they have canceled were 7, and yes, your one and only Concord is part of that 7. Yo, Sony is real lucky Hogard wasn't part of that list because that would have been an insane resume to have. I think the best part about all of this Sony drama is the fact that they released not even a trailer, a small little clip saying that Wolverine is coming out September 15th of this year. You knew Sony was in the back rooms saying like, okay guys, like what are we gonna do about this backlash that we're about to receive for shutting down this beloved studio? We tell them Wolverine's coming out September 15th, so it lessens the blow to our name. Thoughts? And of course, as for my humble opinion on the whole Xbox situation, I feel like, you know, as doomy as all of this sounds, we just have to wait and see what this lady does, what moves she makes, because just off face value, yeah, for sure, AI being the face of your company is scary, but all we can do is hope for the best for Xbox, because we do not want to live in a world where PlayStation is like the main console everyone goes to. And as for PlayStation, you guys better lock in with that marathon because I know you guys were pissed when you saw Destiny 2 wasn't making numbers. That's why you guys made Bungie make Marathon. It's because you needed more live service. You guys better pray that that game does good. And as for Nintendo, don't let there be any more leaks because we did not forget about that Game Freak leak from a couple years ago.